Stugotz, I have to skip past some of the football stuff that there's just not enough time for today. So I'm sorry, I've got no time for Dan Campbell. If you want to kick an onside kick down 10 against Buffalo, I'm fine with it. Whatever you want to do, you're going to play more recklessly than everyone else. Okay, I'm good. As long as we know that when the playoffs come, you're going to keep playing the same way. You're not going to get scared.
I hate that rule. You shouldn't have to announce an onside kick. The element of surprise is what makes an onside kick.
I know, and safety is what they're going for there. And guess what? You cannot be safe around football. It's one of the problems. It's why everyone's broken, and now everyone's worried today about Patrick Mahomes. It's why that eye gouge looks like that when Myles Garrett is flopping. The other thing I wanted to talk about that we will not have time to get to. Holy Tampa Bay. Seems like it'd be hard to get to 7-7 in that league when you require Mike Evans giving you all of that to do that at the Chargers. And we're not even going to talk about Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans because and Hall of Famer Mike Evans.
Yep.
1,000-yard season every season. No one can stop him ever, Mike Evans.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any of this. We're not going to actually talk about any of this. We're not going to talk about Mike Evans. We're not going to talk about Baker Mayfield. We're not going to talk about how the athletes are bigger, stronger, faster than they've ever been before. We're not going to talk about any of that, Dan. We're going to talk about something else, which is that it's your birthday today.
Wow. Yeah! You're not dead.
You're not dead.
I'm not good at birthdays. I'm not.
The Bucks are 8-6, by the way.
I'm not good at. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
And
thank
we're
you.
going to talk about how it's your birthday,
Fine.
and also we're going to talk about how it's the end of 2024. And as a fan of the show, and as a fan of Meadowlark Media, I, Mike Schur, have made some observations.
It is
about
time
the
for
year.
Mike Strahan.
to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boys.
Mike Strahan.
What a great honor.
2024 Meadowlark Media Observations
Wow.
is brought to you by the world champion Boston Celtics.
Oh, God.
That's right. The Celtics bought this sponsorship space
That's not right.
just to piss
No,
off Mike
that's-
Ryan
this
one
is-
more
it's my
time before the
birthday.
year ends.
What kind of
It doesn't
birthday-
matter.
what kind of birthday
Look,
gift
what do you
is
want me to
this?
do? The Celtics swooped in and bought this sponsorship to this segment just to piss you off one more
It's my
time.
birthday. I don't understand.
Dan! He was supposed to be the savior of New York City. The Big Apple was desperate for him to lead their faded franchise back to glory. But his body was too old and broken down. And instead of focusing on his job, he was off doing hallucinogenic drugs and making documentaries about himself. But damn it, I still have faith that he can return to his old MVP self. Because this is one champion you can never count out. And Dan, make no mistake about it. Just like that, Stugotz is back.
Yes. Stugottsbook.com.
Yes.
WFAN's loss is Meadowlark's. Well, loss, I guess. Haven't had a chance to read Stugotz' book yet. But then again, neither has Stugotz.
Yeah.
That's-
Time for a 2024 Miami Heat roundup.
Oh, boy.
Coach Spo, bubble fraud.
oh,
Good
no.
one without LeBron.
No.
I'm with him. I'm with him.
What?
Hey,
What?
this is my Meadowlark
What?
observations. You
Yeah.
have your Meadowlark
What?
observations. I have mine. Tyler Hero, do it in the playoffs. Jeremy Taché, shh. Just shh. Just shush. Just stop talking for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I literally beg you.
Yeah.
Also, I had a great time on the pitch clock. Please have me back. He's the only other person I know who likes baseball. The Miami Heat are floating Jimmy Butler trade rumors again. Hey, does anyone want to pay a 36-year-old clubhouse poison $52 million next year? It's a tempting offer, Pat, but I'll pass. Unfortunately for Stugotz, the only team I can imagine falling for that is the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The New York Jets might sign Jimmy Butler. Miami Hurricanes, the rare top-flight blue blood football program to make an appearance in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Hey, you know what the H in Hurricane stands for, Dan?
I do not.
It stands for they ended up in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. The trophy is a football that actually totes Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
That's where Mike Ryan's blue blood top flight program ended up.
He bought his way into the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Bought his way right into the goddamn Pop-Tarts Bowl.
It's a prestigious bowl, Mike.
It is.
All right. Here come the Rockets. Shout out to Jessica Spatana. Notre Dame football made the playoff. Notre Dame women's basketball just beat UConn. Top 5 program. Steelers are the team no one wants to play in the playoffs. And the rest of you jamokes, meanwhile, just root for a bunch of awful loser teams. And she has to sit there every week and listen to you talk about how the Dolphins have a 2% chance to get the 7th seed if the Colts finish with 3 straight ties.
It is. It's a
In the
version
mix.
of hell.
Yep, you tell him, Billy.
In the mix.
She just
Yeah.
shot us double birds, and I deserved them.
Yeah.
She doesn't get to
She has
celebrate her teams because we're too busy celebrating our 6 and 8s around here.
That's right. She has the patience of Job, that woman. Lucy Rodine somehow convinced Meadowlark to pay her to travel all over the country and go to college football games. I couldn't convince Meadowlark to host my not-for-profit baseball podcast on their podcasting network. How did she do it?
Do you know anybody at Texas?
Hey, I have another Meadowlark Media drinking game. We all do a shot of whiskey every time David Samson says de minimis. Oh, the cost is de minimis. Oh, the overall expenditure is de minimis. It's really de minimis. No, it's de minimis. You know what the D in David Samson stands for, Dan?
He wants to get a hold of you so badly. He wants your private telephone number.
He asked me for
He
it.
thinks he can win you over. He's won Chris Cody over. Chris Cody's come over to the dark side. He says he likes David Samson now.
I don't feel good about it, but these feelings, he's nice.
I'll ask you again.
He's
Do you
de
know what
minimis.
the D?
He's
No,
de
it
minimis.
stands for don't ever give him my phone number.
Oh, okay.
Good guess, though. I mean,
He has still
Yeah.
not gotten it. He is frustrated. He says we're Meadowlark teammates. You say you guys have not even renewed my not-for-profit podcast.
That's right. We're not teammates. Because of business people like him. Hey, Dan LeBatard is 56 years old today, everyone. And I'll tell you something else. He doesn't look a day under 56 years old. Dan LeBatard, do it at 57.
You made Jessica cover her face in shame with that joke. She's laughing so genuinely at the fact that I don't look a day over 56 because the last
Under.
4 years, a day under 56 because the last
Many days
4
over.
years have aged me 70 years. I'm running
Yeah,
this
you went-
goddamn
you-
company.
You went right from 44 to 56. You quantum leaped.
Oh, my God.
Top 5 handsomest men who are 56 years old.
oh, wow.
Number 5, Will Smith. Number 4, Aaron Eckhart. Number 3, Daniel Craig. Number 2, Hugh Jackman.
What?
And the number 1 handsomest 56-year-old man, Timothy Oliphant. I guess Dan didn't make the list. Meadowlark Media in a contract year. Trying to make a good impression on DraftKings. Hey, I know what'll seal the deal. More Tony's Top 5. Nothing makes a company want to give you tens of millions of dollars like sending a guy to do a pointless remote from a random spot in South Florida on a 3-second radio lag, saying, I don't entirely trust Nick Sirianni. Hey, you can't get analysis like that just anywhere. Only at Meadowlark Media.
Why do you not? Why is that joke lost on you? What?
You don't get the
On what?
show.
Poor Tony.
On me? It's not lost on me. Currently at DraftKings, Meadowlark Media is plus 380 to get a new contract from DraftKings.
Is it that good?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Really?
That's
Those are
what I-
good
that- I
betting.
checked
That
it-
sounds like value to me.
Checked it this morning. Yeah.
And I would have thought it was
Plus
a much,
380,
I would
huh?
have been sure that was a longer shot than that. Knowing the innards of the business, having some insider trading information that Tony's Top 5 isn't good enough.
The Dan LeBatard Show with Stugotz. celebrating their 20th anniversary with a 45-part audio documentary about itself.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, you know what people want? Us talking about us for 1,000 hours.
They want it for 20 years. LeBatard. That's what we do around here.
The Dan LeBatard Show with Stugotz. The Stugotz is strong in you.
Yes.
Dan LeBatard Show with Stugotz. 20 years old. Too young to go to a bar, but too old for former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. What happened there? What happened? In all seriousness, Meadowlark Media had a great 2024. And anyone who says differently can go straight to hell. And when you get there, say hello to Parakeet Cortez for me. And tell Parakeet to say hello to Jimmy Butler for me. And tell Butler to say hello to David Samson for me. And tell Samson to go back to Parakeet Cortez and tell him to go straight to hell.
Wow.
That's right. Even though Parakeet is already in hell in this scenario, I still want Samson to go tell him to go straight to hell. And then tell Parakeet Cortez to say hello to Art Briles.
Please, this has escalated to an unreasonable place. Please.
He wants David to hammer it home.
It is the rhetoric of violence. It's the rhetoric of violence. You're threatening in nature. You're being a bully. You're a soft Hollywood liberal elite. Please stop threatening de minimis David
You know what?
Samson.
You go to hell too. You go to hell too.
Wow.
And when you get there, yeah, that's right, on your 56th birthday, you go to hell and say hello to Art Briles. Those are the Meadowlark Media 2024.
Thank you. A lovely.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
You're not dead. You're not dead. You're
A wonderful gift. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mike Schur. Before you leave here, I did want to get your thoughts on the Aaron Judge baseball that was dropped in center field during the World Series. It went for $43,510 at auction. And I've got to assume that was purchased by a Red Sox fan, correct? Or it has to be purchased by someone who is an enemy of the Yankees, has a lot of money to spend, and wants a good joke, correct?
I mean, I bid on it. I'll tell you that much. I dropped out way before it got to where it got to, but I did bid on it. So, yeah, it's possible it's a Red Sox fan. My guess, though, would be that it's probably like the Guggenheim family that owns the Dodgers who want to put it on display in Dodger Stadium. That would be my actual guess. But, yeah, a whole lot of Red Sox fans sent me texts saying, like, hey, look what you can buy. And a whole lot of Red Sox fans I know were bidding on it.
Do you have any cool memorabilia or anything that you want out there? Like, so David Samson bought sunglasses owned by David Bowie, I believe. And Elton John. Do you have anything like that, or are you normal?
It wasn't George Michael?
Oh, yeah, George Michael. I'm sure he has David Bowie, too.
I'm more normal, although I do have some. I have some 2004. This bat behind me is a David Ortiz bat from the 2004 season. So I have stuff like that. That was actually a gift. My friend Drew got that for me as a present. But I do have some stuff like that. I'm not like fetishistic about like someone's sunglasses. I like David Bowie. I wouldn't buy a pair of David Bowie's sunglasses at an auction. I do buy some baseball stuff as stuff that's meaningful to me. Mostly Red Sox stuff from 2004.
Is there anything David Samson can do to build a bridge to a relationship with you?
Yeah, sure. He can change his entire view of the world and how it operates.
Thank you, Mike. Good talking to you.
Might take a minute.
Appreciate your time. Man on the Inside on Netflix is still it's still a giant. It's still a juggernaut. Is Netflix giving you any information of what a Hollywood titan you are?
Literally, while I was doing my Meadowlark Media Observations, it was announced that it's been picked up for season 2. So it's good timing. I can announce that now here officially.
Look at that. Some breaking news from Mike Strahan. Yes, look how excited he sounds about, another year of work in a difficult Hollywood.
Gets old after a while, right,
Mike? Making people laugh. The burden of carrying around Ted Danson in his late 70s. It's all very hard to do. That he would take time out to write for our show is a genuine birthday gift. Thank you, sir, as is your friendship. Nice seeing you.
Happy birthday, Dan. Congratulations on another great year, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You're not dead. Thank you. I'm not dead. Can you guys get for me? It's great. It's a heartwarming tale. It's got a dark underbelly, but my birthday. You're not yet dead, but we're careening dangerously down the path. You look not a day Under 56. Can you guys get for me, speaking of that, speaking of sad people limping through their retirements, I want to show you some video that I don't know how Stugotz felt about it, but I will ask the group, how should you feel about Mark Gastineau used to own the record for sacks in a season in the NFL. And then Michael Strahan broke that record in a game where a lot of people suspected that Brett Favre gave Michael Strahan the sack by, just rolling into him on a fake handoff that should have been a handoff and just rolling into Strahan and giving away Mark Gastineau's sack record.
It should be noted that Favre and Strahan had before that sack, a long friendship throughout the NFL, throughout their careers.
And the play looked suspicious. Right. It's just weird for Brett Favre not to try to get around somebody, just flopped out right in front of Strahan. And Gastineau, is this a card show they're at? We've all seen, man, oh man, Stugotz, it's kind of strange to see that Aaron Rodgers, everything he's become publicly has been sort of a short-circuiting of who he used to be publicly in 5 years. Brett Favre in retirement has torn asunder everything he used to be thought of by America when on Monday night he played a heroic football game after, suffering and grieving the death of his late father, and everything since then has been like pain addiction and stealing from Mississippi and texting your penis to a woman. It's all been...
It's been bad.
It's been 15 years of terrible. And so here they are just signing to make money, I guess. And is Gastineau working on a documentary? Is he working on a 30 for 30? Is this why he's being followed around?
This is part of a preview for the 30 for 30.
So there's a 30 for 30 that ESPN is doing on the sack exchange. Not on the Jets, just on the sack exchange. Gastineau, Lions, Abdul Salam, that crew. And so this is part of that. This is him at a memorabilia show. Brett Favre happens to be there.
Let you guys tell me how you just feel about this, because I recoiled with it wasn't even the awkwardness. The whole thing made me sad.
I thought we met a long time ago. At least I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back. I'm going to get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
Well, I don't care. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You really hurt me. You hurt me, Brett.
We got to get back to this, Brett. I'm sorry.
That's good work by that card guy.
Yeah.
His handler there doing some
good handling.
Good teamwork.
Excellent handling.
Yes. I don't think this is going well. Hey, Brett, we got to get out of here.
Let's go. Look, it's my job now to handle. I'm the handler.
What does he mean by I want to get my sack back? Did he want Brett to let him sack him right there?
He wants the record back. He feels like the record is his, and it was given to Michael Strahan by Brett Favre.
He almost says it in a way like, if you let me sack you now, we'll be good.
I had the same impression as Chris, but I was thinking he would make Brett Favre lie down and then get back up and be unsacked from Strahan.
I wish that Brett Favre hadn't been the combination of both awkwardly mortified and not knowing if this person in front of him was serious, to have had the comedic timing to be like, okay, and then just fold it out at his knees. Here, I'll let you sack me here among these Packer helmets.
We good?
I think he took it the way that we did, because he does say, I think you'd hurt me. He thought that Gastineau was making a joke of, I'd like to sack you right now. Oh, man, you'd hurt me. And then the handler stepped in and did his job.
Yeah. I told you, Stugotz, that I saw on one of these, I don't know whether it was Rich and Shameless or one of these things that you watch when you need 24 minutes of empty calories. I saw the promoter for Mark Gastineau's boxing career, Richie Parker, I believe was his name, and how he tried to become Don King by, among other things, poisoning one of Gastineau's opponents, because that opponent was clearly going to beat Gastineau and ruin Gastineau's chance of being the big white hope in boxing after the sack exchange. It is an amazing story.
And Gastineau is mad that Favre gave Strahan a sack?
While his manager was out here killing his opponents or trying to kill them with poison, allegedly. What are you shrugging your shoulders about, Lucy?
Allegedly.
You can understand that, though, from Gastineau, right? That's all he has. Mark Gastineau had the sack record. He has nothing else. That's what he has. And he feels like Brett Favre gave it to Michael Strahan.
I understand.
Even though T.J. Watt broke the record.
I understand getting your identity from your work. I understand getting your identity from your one great achievement. But yes, it made me sad to see Mark Gastineau limp through his retirement to want Brett Favre to fix that for him.
Right.
I think I feel uncomfortable by the whole video, right? I don't like Brett Favre as a person.
Right.
I don't like this record happened way before I was born, and Strahan broke it like when I was, I don't know, 10. So I don't have any connection with it. So just watching it, both of them are like sad and unhappy, and it just makes me uncomfortable.
There's a lot of sadness there.
You heard me?
It's Gastineau limping around.
bad
It's Brett
for him.
Favre's
You hear me?
presence, and they're at a memorabilia show.
That party's just like, you hear me, man?
Yeah.
You hear the words I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sad.
And you don't even know.
You hurt me. I want that sack back.
But when he says you hear me, are you wondering whether he's just asking Brett?
Hello, Brett.
Brett, do your ear at our age? How's
hear me?
How's your?
Can you hear me?
How's your hearing? Huh?
He's like, yeah, man, I hear you.
It's like my father.
I feel bad.
Yeah, same.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
But I also, I don't know.
Yeah. Well put.
Jess.
He broke the record.
I feel bad too. Like I don't want to make fun of Mark Gastineau. Like I don't
No,
want
I
to say
don't
he
wanna
looks like
make
an
fun
Elvis
of-
impersonator. Like these are things you don't want to say.
Right.
Lucy.
You feel
Jesus
bad.
Lucy, you can't break character like that. You can't sneeze because
No, I was giggling at what Billy said.
I
also,
didn't say
just
it,
so
I
you
wouldn't
know,
want
this
to.
is an audio medium too, so that wasn't very helpful
play
for our listeners.
play another Christmas song.
You better watch out, you better just slide. You better not tackle, I think you might die. Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please just get down?
Jeez.
He's throwing a pick not just once or twice, but 3 times in a must-win game, Jesus Christ. Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please just get down? Josh Allen's winning nonstop. He's the best we've ever seen. And Dan once thought he wasn't good. All that take was just obscene. It might be worse than Stugotz on the Chiefs. Oh, you better watch out, you better not try to tackle anyone. Tua, please don't die. Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please just get down? Come on, Tua.
Wow. Good job, Jeremy.
Was that Gastineau singing? I mean,
Thank you.
Not good enough.
not a Christmas song.
Not a Christmas song.
come on.
Keep going to work.
I want
there.
Scott Frosty the Snowman.
Keep,
I mean,
keep-
Someone already did it.
To Leia.
It had a little more boss in it, a little more Springsteen.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen. It was
than
a Springsteen
Christmas.
version.
Keep
A little
work-
more Gastineau.
Keep working on it. That was my internal monologue, though. Watching the Dolphins play, it wasn't as Christmassy. It was more horrific. It was more, blood curdling screams of anguish that had no holiday spirit in them. It's just like, Tua, get down. It's not worth it. You got 12 points, Tua. You're on the road. You're playing Houston on a bye. You're not winning this one. Like we've seen this game for many years before you, Tua. The whole thing's haunted.
He's throwing a pick not just once or twice, but 3 times in a must-win game, Jesus Christ.
It's Tyreek Hill's fault, clearly.
That's what the investigation showed.
You said the investigation showed that Tyreek Hill is washed.
No.
That's what you said.
no,
I
no,
didn't.
no. He didn't say that.
That's you
The
blamed it on
investigation
Tyreek
said
Hill.
that.
You
I
blamed
don't
it.
think
Do
I
we
said that.
actually know? It would be great to know today if all 3 interceptions were Tyreek Hill's fault. Like
Well, according to @CK Parrot, they were.
you're
so.
throwing it to your best player in the vicinity of your best player, and even though Stingley's the one intercepting the ball with one great play and another that didn't even have to be great because you were confused as to why it is that Tua was confused because you've gotten used to his historic accuracy.
How is it? And I'm no NFL player. I will never. I'm not going to pretend to be.
But your body feels like one.
Thank you for clarifying.
It's 15 weeks in, it feels like it. I'd never even be a punt returner. But how is it that we're still not on the same page so often? Like, it still seems to happen a lot where the Dolphins just aren't on the same page and something seems like an open interception. And they're like, well, it wasn't to his fault. It was someone wasn't where they're supposed to be. It's like, we're 3 years into this.
They do have a lot of pages, confusing pages, probably more so than other offenses.
You know who normally gets people on the same page? Coaches.
The thing that you guys do, though, that makes it a little bit hard here, right? Because I, in some ways, do marvel at how our crew of people would go if right now you just threw us on a field and told us, hey, you got 24 seconds to do anything.
No.
I just, the thing I want to say to you, when Aaron Rodgers goes to Lazard and you see that when Devontae Adams is out there and he's got his timing, oh, that looks a little different. That looks a little different than what I saw at the beginning of the season. Oh, if I give those guys reps, they seem to have over thousands of throws, something that not everyone has. Tyreek Hill and Tua should have that by now. But when I watch the Dolphin offense, it is so precise, and what they're trying to do is, I need the most accurate quarterback ever to throw this within 2.1 seconds, going through his 3 reads and make sure he doesn't get concussed. And this timing has to be perfect, because otherwise, wait till you see what it looks like with every other quarterback. So this is how we're doing. It has to be perfect, and 3 throws are bad. 3 throws from the most accurate quarterback ever. Terrible game. Horseshit game, Tua.
Thank you.
Tua, will you please get down?
Thank you for mentioning Alan Lazard, because I felt like you were going to do this again and play this game again where we don't mention the Listener League presented by Smirnoff. You can join every week. Join GBF's weekly contest, dkng.co/Smirnoff, presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. I had Alan Lazard yesterday, and I will admit, that was my garbage player that I got for like $3 so that I could get all the good players for the rest of the monies that we had there. Dan, who is your roster? We'll go over that after.
I didn't do it this
What?
week.
Really?
Why?
I did
Such a
do
good
it.
week last week.
I did do it the week before, but I never checked my record the week before.
Oh, you got to. Do it for next week now so you don't forget. It's fun. Fun time had a while. Last week I was finished in 59th place. I had 185 points. With this week would have gotten me in the money, but it didn't, because I had the likes of Alan Lazard getting me 0 points. I had Mac Hollins getting me 1.7 because he can't just run into a straight line into the end zone when he has, head of steam ahead of him. And then I had Derrick Henry get me 6.7 points. Disgraceful. But guess what? I'm coming back next week stronger than ever. And next week, I will finish. I'm not going to give you a place because then I don't do it. And you guys are like, you're an idiot. You say every week you're going to win. So
you'll finish.
I will finish.
All right.
And that's an accomplishment.
Good.
Santa Claus is coming.
.co/Smirnoff. Yes, Jess. Super Bowl licks.
Yes, Santa Claus is coming. Lucy, can you please tell me about this TikTok drama that you're saying you want to start a new segment every week, TikTok Drama of the Week?
We've only got like a month left before they get rid of the app.
In our endless pursuit for trying to strive to get younger as a show, what is the TikTok Drama of the Week?
So I'm going to present this drama to you all, and then you will pick, based off of the information that I've shared with you, what side you were on.
Okay.
So the 2 parties are Brianna Chickenfry and Grace O'Malley.
Oh, boy.
So Brianna Chickenfry dated Zach Bryan, who's a country singer. Do not get that confused with Luke Bryan, who's also a country singer.
Or Luke Combs.
And don't get it confused with Zach Brown, who's also a country singer who sang a song called Chicken Fried. They're separate.
All right.
So Zach Bryan and Brianna Chickenfry were dating. They just recently broke up, and it was nasty. Okay, Brianna came out and was like, he's the worst, he was horrible to me, and it sounds like he was pretty terrible.
She and Dave Portnoy formed one of the most popular podcasts in America, at least in part, talking about all this.
Yes. So, yes, and Josh Richards is on that podcast as well. So, Grace O'Malley is Brianna Chickenfry's best friend of 15 years. Yeah. And it's clear that they had some problems between Zach Bryan, because Grace didn't like Zach because Zach was not a very good guy. And it's very clear that Grace called that correctly. So last week, Brianna and Grace had a podcast together. And Brianna posted something being like, hey guys, like Plan Bree is coming back, but it's going to come back in a different way.
It's called Plan Bree.
That's their podcast.
Great name.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then Grace O'Malley came out and said, because they were on the podcast together, I didn't know that our podcast was coming back without me.
She learned on the internet?
You didn't tell me. She learned on the internet, so she went on her Instagram story and said, I was blindsided. Best friends for 15 years, and you don't tell me that. Also, Brianna Chickenfry had a sleepover the night before with all the people who worked on Plan B and had all of them unfollow Grace on Instagram. I know. It's crazy. And then, oh my goodness, Brianna goes on her podcast with Dave Portnoy and does a tell-all where she just on her friend for like 45 minutes being like, I gave her everything. I got her this job. I, had her, move in with me. I've done all of these things for her, and she never supports me online. And it's always everybody loves Grace and they all hate me. And Grace has been silent about the whole matter, except for she said one thing, because she does stand up now, where she was like, I feel like we're going through a divorce of 15 years, and we're letting the kids decide who they want to live with, because all the fans are now picking sides between the two of them, and Grace hasn't spoken publicly, but it is hot goss. Yeah. Everybody is talking about it online. We don't know, are you Team Chickenfry or O'Malley? Chickenfry, also not her real last name, just in case you were curious.
Wow. Really?
What's
the origin of Chickenfry?
It doesn't say it on her birth certificate. But I think Grace's name is really Grace's
The question that they're really asking here is, what do you do when your best friend doesn't like who you're dating?
Well, can I add to the story?
Please.
Can I put an extra piece of evidence here? The breakup that was in question was also made public on Instagram, and Chickenfry said that she was not expecting it and was blindsided by said breakup, and then went and did the same thing to Grace.
The very same thing.
Wow.
And now Brianna's been on her podcast. She's been crying, and she's like, Grace doesn't stand up for me online. I know she hated Zach, but I never brought Zach around. But it seems like she did bring Zach around, and she even said that Zach and Grace got in a fight at her birthday party.
It's time for us all to pick. Who you got?
Team Brianna Chickenfry or Team Grace O'Malley?
It's not
also,
secret
any more
ballots?
questions?
This was Zach Bryan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But they're broken up. Yeah. He went on Raya the day after they broke up, and that's how everybody found out. And Raya's a celebrity dating app.
Yeah. And Morgan Wallen's the one that threw the chair.
Morgan Wallen threw the chair, and Zach Bryan got really mad at Brianna Chickenfry for singing Morgan Wallen's song in front of her.
Is Morgan really going to jail for 7 days? Can I see that?
It's like a rehab or something.
That's a cup of
for
coffee.
7 days.
It's probably good for him.
Chris Cody, do you think that we have anywhere in our library the one time that we explored this question? Because I thought it was a fairly amazing...
did this already?
We did. Something like this.
Wait, who do you pick?
Chickenfry or O'Malley? I don't have that image.
Has that changed?
I will give you guys an answer to that question in a second, but I'm going the Wayback Machine.
Choose wisely.
So one time, I don't know why this was, we were at Dania Highlight, and a group of men came to us seeking some sort of advice about a friend they had who was marrying a woman that none of them liked. And they were asking us, how do we go about telling our friend that we don't like the woman that he's married and that it's a bad decision? All of us agree on this. How do we go about doing this? And so I didn't know how to answer that question, but the next day we had on a guest on our show who joined us and said, as if he'd been waiting for the question all his life, this is what you do. You get all the friends together, you select one friend, you send one friend in to say it one time and one time only to your friend. It's the only time that you mention it on behalf of all of your friends. You get in and out, you select the best friend to do it. That answer was coming from Lamar Odom, who surely was getting all that advice about the Kardashians. And ignored it. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing. I can't believe that Lamar Odom was the person who had considered this particular thing when he ended up not months later entrapped by this. But I choose Chickenfry because I like a.
Well, who did Lamar
have? Chickenfry was the wrong answer. You should have chosen O'Malley. I think you got the people confused.
Yeah. I chose O'Malley.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm. You've distracted me with a chicken fry. You understand that?
No, he wants fried chicken, Lucy.
That's
You
correct.
misunderstood.
That's correct. Anytime
but that's not her real last name.
That's right.
That's not legal.
You don't know why we're calling her Chicken Fry or why. You do know why she has one of the most popular podcasts in America with Portnoy.
Yeah, so she was like a TikTok influencer. So she got really, really big on TikTok because she was pretty funny, did like relatable content. Then she got hired by Barstool, and she's been like kind of their shining star for the last few years. She's brought a huge audience. And so when she got to Barstool, she wanted to do her podcast with her best friend Grace. So Grace came with her, but now she's like, I gave Grace everything, and she's like not even grateful. But then she went on another podcast this week with Alex Earl and said, Zach Bryan did a few nice things for me, and then he would always throw them back in my face. Like, you don't want to be around someone like that. But she did that to Grace.
She's doing exactly what she got mad at Zach for doing.
Braxton Barris' girlfriend, Alex Earl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
What about
all
Restrepo?
connected. did.
I did not realize we were going to get another Bury Us reference
What are we
today.
going to do without TikTok, Dan?
Well,
I'm screwed.
Lucy, seriously, people who are addicted, the most addicted to TikTok, are very worried about the fact that they'll hand over all of their information to China in exchange for being able to continue feeding the addiction.
Yeah. So the problem is that there's someone in this room to blame. My Instagram reels aren't very good because somebody keeps sending me Christian influencer videos, and it's ruined my algorithm.
Roy.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Stu. Jeremy.
Stugotz. It was what an upset that Stugotz was sending you TikToks and Instagram videos on Christian influencers.
You say that like we're supposed to not be okay with China just taking all of our information, but like if they want it, they're gonna get it anyways, right? So like I might as well consent.
Why are
and
we
still
okay
keep
with America
TikTok.
taking it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I might as well like. If they're going to have it, at least let me have TikTok out of this.
Trust in either government.
China, I'm Team Grace. Now you know.
Wow. I wonder who China's team.
I read a memoir by a former Notre Dame president, Father Hesburgh, that was written in 1991, where he wrote that, hey, by the way, everyone already has all of our data. This was in the 90s. They were like, the ship sailed on privacy. He wrote that in the 90s.
I don't know if this applies or not.
Because I read a book. I read like 3 books a week.
3 a week?
I don't know if it applies.
Week?
It wasn't. It
3
wasn't.
books a week?
No, it's
not
not.
your life?
It sounds painful.
The reading of the book. It was the subject matter 30 years ago by Father. It was
Hesburgh.
the name drop of Father Hesburgh that I didn't think. I thought it was the
Pioneer.
weakest use ever of the Look at Me Louie.
I don't know him personally. I did go to his funeral, though.
He's not alive.
He's not.
Zach Bryan went to Grace's grandma's funeral.
What?
What's up, everybody? Tony here. Do you love sports betting as much as I do? Wish you can get that extra edge? Well, I've got great news for you. Masterclass, which I love, by the way, just dropped Bet Smart, Top Sports Betting Strategies, a game-changing course taught by GOATs, taught by the pros, such as Nick Kostos, Captain Jack Andrews, Joe Fotenbaugh. Learn directly from the pros as they share insider secrets on managing your bankroll, spotting hidden gems, and avoiding those rookie mistakes that could cost you big. I'm always looking for useful tips and tricks to improve my bankroll and just to be a better bettor in general. That's why I took the Bet Smart Top Sports Betting Strategies class. I consider myself a pretty confident bettor when I hear Rob Pizzola, when I hear Captain Jack break down the pros and the cons of flat staking, of protecting your bankroll against bad bets, a lot of different things that we don't think about as regular bettors. I realized I wasn't betting to my full potential, and that's why I love taking this class with Masterclass. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50%. Head over to masterclass.com/DLB for the current offer. That's up to 50% off. Masterclass.com/DLB. Masterclass.com/DLB. And remember, all sports betting involves risk, and you're responsible for complying with all sports betting laws in your jurisdiction.
Juju, you've got to enjoy it more than that. You are the biggest Bills fan we've had around here since Christine Lisi. You nationally identify as a Bills fan, and for all the talk of football that we had today, and there was too much, as there always is on Monday, we didn't talk nearly enough about your Bills today, because that had to feel good. I have rarely made bigger mistakes than the mistake I've made in the last 3 months of calling Juju during a Bills game. Not a good idea. And a Bills game where they were turning the ball over and fumbling and stuff. So that had to feel good for you yesterday, where you're announcing to the league, hey, we can beat everybody, even the best, wherever it is that we play.
Thank you, brother. First of all, happy birthday. And also let the people know, I sat there and had that entire conversation, and I let you know as a caveat at the end, brother, you know I love you because the Bills are playing.
That's
and
right.
This conversation
That's right.
has happened.
You did
so
nothing
don't
wrong.
Paint me as somebody.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I did the wrong thing by not checking the schedule when I was calling you.
It's all good. But yeah, it feels good, but man, that defense is so trash that it's hard to like just have we're going to confidently breeze through the playoffs. If we can stay healthy. Matt Milano groin went out again yesterday. DeMar, we had like all our pieces missing yesterday on defense, so it definitely looked that way. But my fear is, even when they're back, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm another coach or an opposing coach, I'm running a 2-minute offense all game on the Buffalo Bills because sheesh.
You say that defense is trash, though, Juju, but that game was won early with what Ed Oliver and that defensive line was doing to Detroit's offensive line that I did not believe could be done to Detroit's offensive line. Like, I thought coming into that game, I thought the Lions would be able to run the ball all over the field. If I'm playing the Bills in the playoffs, the team I want to do it with in the AFC is the Ravens, because I feel like I can hold the ball all game and limit Josh Allen's possessions. But you still have to feel good that your team can put up 30. Your quarterback's always protected. He doesn't turn the ball over, and your defense can make big plays, because if you can get pass rush, you can get turnovers.
Right. I definitely feel better, though, that we played against Man Campbell, who does the onside kick whenever he feels like it, and he has to let us know. Like, I appreciate that one. That's what I felt great at that moment. But you talking to me during the year where my Boston Celtics have slain the dragon. You talking to me during the year that my Florida Panthers have slain the dragon. You feel me? So you're looking at championship city over here. So I feel like it's that or bust, and they haven't shown me exactly what I need to be completely confident in their championship aspirations.
Chris Cody, do you not feel like a sports fan loser in comparison to Juju Gotti? Even though you are a Florida Panther fan as well, everything that's happening in South Florida sports is something that makes Juju laugh at your football team.
I mean, you can't just throw the Panthers aside. I mean, I know Juju's a Panthers fan too, so he gets to kind of latch onto that one too, but I'm a champion. So overall,
Right.
I'm good right now. You give me one championship a season, and I'm good.
And I'm only a Panthers fan because of Chris Cody and Michael Ryan. So they are my big dogs when it comes to Florida Panthers.
You can't separate us, Dan. We're together.
All right,
Locked.
I tried to separate you, but I was unsuccessful. What is the criticism from today's show? I saw you wincing from the beyond on Jeremy hitting us with 1950s songs, that with a top hat and performing with jazz hands.
I will not bully my brother Jeremy. Jeremy, you did a phenomenal job, brother. It's not.
Thank you, Juju.
It's like a rapper, bro. Like, they told you, hey, bro, go make a song. You came back with another one. You came back with another song. You did a good job. Now, they weren't necessarily, I don't know if they were Christmas songs specifically. That part is left up to debate.
They were all
But at
Christmas
the same
songs.
time, they were all phenomenal, bro. Like, you did a great job each time. Because that's pressure.
Thank
got
you,
America,
Juju.
we live. You know these folks finna judge you on that, and you came back each time.
Gus Malzahn has just
enough.
Yeah, honestly, enough. I agree. Please stop. I don't want to hear my voice anymore either.
Gus Malzahn as a lyric, never has a song.
You're on your bingo card?
been begun more pathetically than trying to give off the Christmas spirit with former Auburn coach Gus Malzahn.
Gus Malzahn.
That's former UCF coach now, too,
Yeah,
Dano.
I know. Yes, the descent of his career made
Offensive coordinator at FSU.
made a stop at UCF as he continues to get demoted. I'm referring to the high times of Gus Malzahn, back when his renegade 2-minute offense was the talk of the town.
Gus Malzahn.
2 words, Jeremy. Christmas album. I mean, if you can turn them around that fast.
By the end of the
I'm
week.
sure iTunes. You feel me? Come on now.
Great.
Free
Guy
money
on
sitting
it. Yeah,
around.
you got it.
Thank you.
Original songs? You need me to
Yes,
compose
all
them too?
originals. Yes,
Yeah,
get
all
to
right,
work.
cool. You
I
got
love
it.
Christmas songs. It's your best way to more money and responsibilities in the company is tickle me with Christmas songs. Juju, what else do we have in the way of criticism from what we did today?
The criticism, it wasn't that much today because, of course, it's one of the most special days of the year, your birthday. So most of the comments are coming in on that, bro. Like, people love you. We got some people, hold on, let me see. It's some people who, like, been listening for 20 years. Well, this person says they would die for Billy Gill by saying Tyreek Hill is washed. Neither here nor there, salute to the percolator. But everybody's sentiments is just showing up saying how much they support you and how much you've gotten them through a tough time, or, you know what I mean? Same as me, bro. Like, since I'm here, like, bro, happy birthday. You're one of my best friends in the world. I'm the oddest friend that you could possibly have. And, like, you showing me friendship and kinship through times where, bro, you hired me during the pandemic whenever I had no kind of, like, choice. I had no idea or plan for my future. And you showed love to a young black kid with tattoos on his face and said, nah, bro, come get on our ship and ride with us. And sometimes I've been at the bottom of that ship churning. But, man, bro, I'm so happy to be a part of your family. And I appreciate you coming in my life, bro. It's like, thank you, Dan. Like, you know what I mean? Thank you so much, Dan. I love you, bro.
Well, thank you, Juju. I will accept that from you in the audience. I've told people before that there is no greater caretaker for the link between us and our audience than Juju. So the connection is meaningful to me, that people would want to wish me happy birthday and want me to absorb it, because I'm not good at birthdays. Are any of you?
And also, too, just out there, before we get out of here, just remember this season is so, like, lonely it's a happy season for sure, but for the people who don't have people, it's the loneliest time of the year, man. So if you got a good family or a big family or just supporting your friends, bro, don't forget to send a text, bro. It takes 2 seconds out of the day. Send a text to your friend that you know that may not have been, you know what I mean, had the best year or had the most family. It's so important, bro, because this time of the year myself, bro, I got a mom, I got a daddy, but for some reason, the way I live my life, I be so alone and I shut down. So I appreciate every single time that somebody reach out and be like, bro, Merry Christmas, bro. Like, Roy got me a gift. I couldn't believe it. That's why I lead with so much gift giving. And I done bought everybody in that gift shoes and all this kind of stuff, because that's my love language. You feel me? So just make sure you reach out to your loved ones during this holiday season and let them know, bro, you are appreciated and you are loved.
The holidays can indeed be lonely and are best shared. Thank you for the holiday wisdom, Juju. Feel a little bit better about your Bills. You're allowed to feel better on a Monday, even though they've got a lot of heartbreak in their past. You have the quarterback everybody wants, and I know you fear getting your heart broken with 3 turnovers in a playoff game against the Ravens, but for now, you can enjoy it.
Thank you, brother.
Tua, will you please get down?
No.
Tua, will you please get down? Tua, will you please just get down? Come on, Tua.
What's up, everybody? It's Mike, and it's the holiday season. And the holiday season means family gatherings. You're going to be hosting your family, opening up your doors to, let's face it, potentially some problems. There's always family disagreements and things up for debate. Well, let me tell you something that's not up for debate. The great taste of Miller Lite. In these polarizing times, it's good to have something that we can find general consensus on, and that is that beautiful white can, Miller Lite, is awesome. It makes any time a Miller time, and it's got tastes that you know that you can depend on. A beer that is brewed for people who actually like the taste of beer. And let's not forget, simple ingredients and the fact that Miller Lite is only 96 calories, folks. That's right, and just 3.2 grams per 12 ounces. Making memories at year-end gatherings, I ask you? Well, make those memories taste like Miller time. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan and find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.